Was smoking all my dragons, divine righteous, almighty greats, overachieving, never slacking. This is called the week Britain froze, which I'm wishing it frozen here because, whew, it's that summertime heat is going down, and it's the humidity is just crazy out here. But with that being said, let's see the week Britain froze.
The icy grip of the beast from the east. A Siberian blast that broke temperature records and cloaked much of the country in deep snow. It's officially spring, but Britain is still in the midst of winter.
Thomas me.
The extreme weather we're seeing here has its origins thousands of miles away over the Pacific Ocean. An atmospheric journey that scientists are only just beginning to understand. The Big Freeze of 2018. From the Brecon Beacons in South Wales to the northeast of England, the biting easterly winds turned Britain into an outpost of the Arctic.
Hey, keep going.
Many will never have seen conditions like it.
So this is my car window.
The everyday became the extraordinary.
Literally an ice sheet. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
From the air, you got a sense of the scale.
From Scotland to southern England, from the east of England to Ireland, there seems to be virtually no county which is untouched. Even the crew that I'm flying with today say that they haven't seen such widespread blankets of snow up and down the country in nearly a decade, not since 2010.
Even meteorologists got excited.
The last few days temperatures have been sort of -2, -3, and when you factor in that wind chill it actually feels more like -8, -9 degrees outside. On Wednesday night temperatures plummeted to -13 degrees Celsius down in Kent, that's 8 degrees Fahrenheit, and has been unseasonably cold end of February start to March.
It's unusual weather that scientists have traced back to events 4 weeks ago over the Pacific Ocean, 5,000 miles away. Slight variations in the pattern of tropical thunderstorms sent waves through the atmosphere, all the way to the Arctic, where 18 miles up it caused what scientists call sudden stratospheric warming. Normally a low-pressure system called the polar vortex sits over the region, with 150-mile-an-hour westerly winds trapping the icy polar air. But the waves travelling through the atmosphere flipped the winds, so they now flowed from the east. This caused the air in the stratosphere to collapse, squeezing together the air molecules, and the temperature soared by 50 degrees.
During winter time, what happens is, the stratosphere over the pole gets really, really cold.
And we can see that here at the beginning of the year.
These purple temperatures here. So this is when the stratosphere is getting extremely cold. At the same time, the stratospheric polar vortex really spins up, so we have really, really strong circulation going around the pole. And what you can see is right through winter, all the way through winter, we have strong, cold temperatures up there, strong polar stratospheric vortex, and then all of a sudden, the beginning of February, it just plummets. It just warms up. We have what's called a sudden stratospheric warming. So what's happening is there's various sort of waves coming up from the atmosphere. It's trying to disturb the polar vortex, and all of a sudden, the polar vortex just breaks down, and we get this rapid warming there, and all those winds just slow right down.
And this was about 50 degrees in just a day. Quite unusual to see something to that extent.
Yeah, it's a huge event. These things happen maybe once every 5 years. They're really quite rare. And this is a particularly large one. It's a really interesting one. And as soon as the polar stratospheric vortex breaks down, those winds go, it acts like a break on top of the troposphere where our weather occurs. And as soon as that happens, then we get changes in the jet stream.
And we can see the impact of that when we pull up the next chart here. You can see an animation, and that is the cold air which has been over Siberia, but it's begun to move towards us.
Yeah, so what's happened is as the sudden stratospheric warmings occurred, then the jet stream has slowed right down, and all this cold air suddenly starts to move slowly and towards the UK, across Europe. So we start to see all that really, really cold air from Russia coming towards us.
quite sure I'm going to feed these two.
The snow swept in from the North Sea.
Dear oh dear.
The east of the UK took the brunt at first. Roads quickly became treacherous. This was a heart-stopping moment for a driver in Edinburgh.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! No! No, 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 no!
That was crazy. That was crazy. That was so close.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God! I just won it!
That was pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie.
Others weren't so lucky. On the motorways, vehicles struggled to grip the slippery surface.
You can't get traction.
First slowing, and then coming to a halt.
Yeah, I see the weights in the back, your front end drive makes it light. I'll dig you out a little bit here, and I'll tell you when. Sit tight.
Traffic officers did what they could to dig them out.
We passed the van on the hard solar earlier on. It was clear that the hard solar broke down. He was out the vehicle on the phone. Priority was me and anything in live lane. I will be going back to check on him later on to see if he's been recovered.
The Met Office issued the first ever red weather warnings, first in Scotland, then on Thursday the southwest, urging people to stay indoors. But the snow came so hard and so fast that hundreds of cars got trapped. On the A303 in Wiltshire, drivers spent the night in their vehicles.
Ooh.
It's quite hard to describe, really. There's a kind of apocalyptic scenes. There's no emergency services, no gritters.
I ain't never seen it that bad. To where drivers have to spend the night in their vehicle. What? They must have been freezing even with the heat on
The road. And actually, the kind of weather hasn't been too bad, but just a lack of gritting just means that, I mean, there are hundreds of trucks, cars littered everywhere, being past a burning car. It's just quite extraordinary.
What can you see out of the window now? Are you stuck in a tailback, or is it just that your car just can't move because it's broken down?
Yeah, so luckily I'm in a 4x4, so we're at the bottom of a hill, and to the left is kind of stacked up with lorries. So there's only kind of really one road to go. So the cars in front of us who don't have 4x4 are getting stuck. So we're confident that we can move forward, but every time we get to a hill, a car in front of us gets stuck. So it's just a real mess.
For Highways England, it was chaos.
People through the night have abandoned the cars, locked the vehicles and walked off with the keys. Now every single one of those vehicles has to be lifted out of the way before the gritters can get and move further and further up the hill.
Trains also struggled as the weather closed in. This London to Bournemouth service got stuck, with passengers given space blankets to keep warm.
Happy birthday!
I can't believe it. We're now on the train at 11:56.
We all kind of came together and got into one cabin to keep warm when the heater went down. So one girl actually had gloves on her feet because she was so cold. We got water out, and what food we had left we got out as well. So we were all trying to keep each other happy because it was starting to get cold.
Planes were grounded, with hundreds of flights delayed or cancelled. At Glasgow Airport, crews tried to keep the runways clear, but the snow just kept on coming.
Some regions have seen 40 centimetres of snow, whereas other regions have seen just 5 centimetres across the UK. And what's happened is you've got this very cold, dry air coming across from Scandinavia to the UK, and it moves across the North Sea, which acts as a moisture source, which is what we need for the snow. Now, parts of Kent and East Anglia, some of them saw 20 centimetres of snow, and that's because the air that was moving across there had a very long sea track, and that allowed the air to gain more moisture and dump much more snow. Regions to the north and west of London, further inland, the air becomes much drier and the showers dry up, they become less frequent and lighter, and that's why there's been less snow there.
But there was time to enjoy the snow too. And there's plenty more time for fun. The forecast is for more cold weather, at least into next week. The chill of 2018 has broken records, and it's far from over.
Oh, wow.
Uber Eats has...
I was going to say at first, dang, that's like regular weather in the winter in upstate New York. But no. That was different. I mean, what I liked about it was seeing people come together. Seeing people come together in that train and seeing them laugh and, you know, actually like be in unity. I think that's the beautiful thing about serious situations like that. But overall, if you were in Britain around this time when this happened and you had to go through this extreme cold weather, let me know how was it for you and what did you have to do to survive? What did you do to survive that type of weather? That was pretty crazy. That part where that big bus almost hit that car, I mean, whew. Shout out to the people that were snowboarding though. I definitely would have been snowboarding. I actually would rather it be cold right now due to the heat. As y'all can see, I keep wiping this sweat every 2 seconds because it's so hot, so humid. I can't say I want it to be that cold, but definitely would like some chills around here. But with that being said, original link in the description, and let me know if you were involved with that that whole freezing cold weather. Jack Frost came through for sure. Jack Frost and the whole crew.